Bastiodon in the back. Quagsire comes in. The opponent doesn't want the smoke, like Ben Simmons doesn't want to stay in Philadelphia. Get him out of there. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Ox here with another video. If you're new to the channel, we do upload Pokemon Go content most related to PvP, and if you're a returning subscriber like Alfie's mullet, thank you for the support. In today's video, we are taking a look at some great league action. The Master League Reshiram experiment is over with. We went from 2950 all the way down to 2650. If you watched the previous video, it was an insane drop, but we're now in the Great League, going to focus on regaining some of those lost points. An old classic here, the double Mud Boy strat popularized by Battle Bill in the early seasons of Go Battle League, but with a bit of a twist. Still an ABB line, but we are running double Shadow in the back, Shadow Quagsire, everybody's favorite pick. You got the big mouth Quag, and this is a team that I have had success with earlier this season, so I decided to test it out once again here. This team performs in a classic ABB strategy where you are going to have the lead Pokemon that covers the weaknesses for your two back Pokemon. You try to lure out that weakness with the safe switch. In this case, it's going to be Quagsire for the most part. Once that grass type comes out, you farm it down with the Skarmory, and then the hope is that Swampert with shields and a very spammy moveset is able to take out the remainder of the opponent's team. If you guys enjoy this type of content, please make sure you smash that like button. It helps the channel grow. Leave a comment in the comment section down below, and without any further ado, let's jump into the first battle right now. Alright, so let's jump into these battles. It has been a while since I've used this team, so every time a new league comes back, I have to sort of reacquaint myself with the meta and how to play out these matchups. Skarmory to Venusaur, a beautiful lead. Opponent swaps down to Drapion. And notice I'm actually staying in here with the Skarmory instead of swapping out immediately. The reason for this is because I didn't actually recall how dominant of a matchup this is for Swampert, and I figured that maybe getting a shield here from the Drapion or making it throw its energy will make this a better matchup. But as it turns out, it's actually a very dominant matchup for Swampert, so you could just swap out immediately if you want. Getting that shield though, of course, is very nice. Staying in there with the Skarmory maybe made them think that I didn't have a good answer. Of course, we have a very good answer here in the form of Swampert. We get the shield, the Venusaur comes back in, and we're going to throw this Hydro Cannon. Now, the main issue when you stay in that lead matchup is that the switch timers will be desynced, and if I come in too early here with the Skarmory, even if I wait it out, as you see right here, we're still locked in this match, and that allows them to come Stunfisk, get some free farm. So what I want to do here actually is allow them to throw some energy first, because although the Quagsire does have a good matchup here against the Stunfisk, I need to land an Earthquake to win this. Can't go for Sludge Bombs, and the Stunfisk with an energy lead could actually maybe flip this match even though it is down a shield. I'm gonna go here for the Sludge Bomb bait. Is definitely a very risky play, but I figured this was pretty much mandatory because I put myself in this spot where I'm behind in energy. I let this go through here, which is a big call, and because we're desynced, they're actually able to swap in the Venusaur, so I need to get rid of this immediately. I throw the Earthquake, that takes care of the Venusaur. The Stunfisk comes back in, and it's still relatively healthy in the yellow. We have a shield, we're loaded on energy, but it is not in Brave Bird range, and I don't want to debuff myself. So I throw the Sky Attack here instead. We're going to shield up the Rock Slide, and I need about 1 or 2 more Air Slashes before it's in Sky Attack range. I wouldn't make the Brave Bird, I think. Probably they would get to a Rock Slide, I'm not sure, but I decided to just go for the Sky Attack here because it was more or less in the range here, and we're able to take that game. A very dominant lead there, but as you saw, staying in that matchup with the Skarmory versus the Drapion made things a little bit difficult there in the end, and the opponent almost pulled off a miraculous comeback. Pelipper into Skarmory, another very nice lead right here. Opponent swaps out into Stunfisk, and I come in with the Swampert. So the reason I come into Swampert here is because it doesn't need to get to an Earthquake to win like Quagsire does. It's a lot more spammy with the Hydro Cannons, which are definitely enough. Here I decide to actually shield this. Earthquake would not KO and we would win in the zeros, but I wanted to be able to apply pressure to the Pelipper. I know that I could farm down that Stunfisk, get to a Sludge Wave right here. I'm actually going for the Hydro Cannon. The reason I do this was because I wasn't trying to be able to get to 2 Sludge Waves. As it turns out, I think we actually would get to 2 Sludge Waves, survive a Weather Ball here, so probably safer to just go 2 straight Sludge Waves. But then again, you know, playing the matchups again, I didn't know if I'd make 2 Sludge Waves. Turns out we would. Thankfully for us, they did shield the first Hydro Cannon, and they actually burned the second shield there on the Sludge Wave as well. So I come back in with the Skarmory here, and the opponent has a Bastiodon in the back, Quagsire, complete wall. They don't want the smoke, backing out of that match right there. So a Fire double steel team in the back. Not going to do very well against our line, of course. Pretty much hard counter City. Skarmory into Medicham. A pretty nice lead for Skarmory, but Medicham could actually win this in the 2 shields. Opponent swaps out into Sableye, and I'm going to decide to allow the opponent to throw energy first here. And then will I throw the Sky Attack or swap out into the Swampert? I decide to bank that energy, come in with the Swampert here. I was hoping that with that Air Slash damage, that this Hydro Cannon actually would be enough coming from a Shadow to take out the Sableye, but it is not. So here, another situation where I'm going to commit the shield. The foul play comes through. I know I could apply pressure with these Hydro Cannons to the Medicham if it comes back in, so we will most likely get that shield back here. Going for the Hydro Cannon, we're not in a power-up punch range, obviously. We're not in an Ice Punch range yet, I don't think, so should be able to get to another Hydro Cannon here, hoping this is actually a CMP tie, because that will force the opponents to burn their energy here, and look at that, it actually was. So very well timed for us, I guess. Ice Punch comes through, or was that Psychic? I didn't see, but either way, the move comes through. Stunfisk in the back, and here is the Quagsire. And in this situation, I decided we're even on energy. We should get to the Earthquakes at the same time. I'm just gonna go for it right here at the start. Bang! There it is. Stunfisk gets taken out. Medicham, they don't want the smoke. Everybody leaving these matchups early, giving you some Ben Simmons vibes right here, trying to leave Philadelphia. Skarmory into Grimer. This is a very nice lead, of course. It's a Alolan Grimer as well. And the opponent's staying in, so likely going to be a crunch right here. We're going to no shield, and the opponent swaps out. They do get the defense drop. Deoxys comes in. We are at a Brave Bird, so I'm going to throw this move right here and then swap out into the Swampert. Now, Shadow Swampert actually doesn't have as great of a matchup as the regular Swampert because it is a lot more glassy. So these Psycho Boosts actually are going to hurt. Now, thankfully, we did get a shield already from the Skarmory onto the Deoxys, so we shielded the first Psycho Boost. That's huge because now we will survive the second. And we can't really farm down here, but we're in a pretty good spot. The next Psycho Boost will not KO. These counters are doing a lot less damage. Going to over farm here before throwing the Hydro Cannon, and the opponent lets that go down. Now Grimer, of course, doesn't have a great matchup here, so they come in with the Medicham instead. Going to look to spam these Hydro Cannons, and the opponent should be able to farm us down, so I swap out into Quagsire instead. Quagsire, of course, still a good matchup against the Grimer. So Psychic comes through. We're just going to go straight for the Sludge Bomb right here. Sludge Bomb is still going to hurt. I like running Sludge Bomb over Stone Edge just because it is 5 energy less than Stone Edge, and sometimes you're going to get out that extra move, which is very clutch. Now, the Medicham here, I'm not going to shield up this first move. Nothing is going to KO. It's an Ice Punch, and we're going to try and farm down. They swap out to Grimer. I need to get to this Brave Bird, and after this Brave Bird comes through, I'm going to swap out into my Swampert immediately to reset the debuff here. We will get farmed down, but because our debuff has been reset, we still have a shield, able to farm down with Air Slash before the opponent can farm down with counters. We take that game. 4-0 heading into the next battle. Or is that 3-0? I've lost count. Either way, we are on a win streak right here. I believe it is actually 4-0. Skarmory into Azumarill. This isn't the greatest lead for the Skarmory, but usually I like to let the opponent throw first here because if it is a Hydro Pump, I don't want to throw the Brave Bird, CMP, and then get hit by a with debuff defense by the Hydro Pump, right, doing more damage. So I let the opponent throw first here. I throw the Brave Bird and then I swap out into the Quagsire. Opponent comes with Altaria, which is definitely a very hard counter to this team pretty much for the backline without Stone Edge. So I go for the Sludge Bomb here. Does get the shield, which is very nice. And Sludge Bomb, I mean, it does still hurt a bit, but it's doing nowhere near as much damage as a Stone Edge would do coming from a Shadow. You can see it's respectable, but it's still going to take a lot more than 2 because these mud shots are doing nothing to the Altaria. Shielding up the Sky Attack here, I did this assuming that I could get to this next Sludge Bomb, which we are going to do. And if the opponent tries to farm me down, we'll actually get to another one. So I'm going to let this go through. CMP tie is absolutely perfect for us. And this is like best case scenario here. So I'm going to come back in with the Skarmory. Opponent should be dry on energy. I actually wasn't sure if I could farm down here, so I decided to throw the Sky Attack. you can make the argument that maybe that is the wrong play, because even if they did farm down, maybe I could farm with the Swampert, but it's a Sableye in the back. And unfortunately for us, Swampert, the Shadow variant, has a pretty rough time here against Sableye without shields. So in the even shields here, we do sneak in the extra Mud Shot, which is nice. Still a tough spot, but Foul Play comes through, we do shield that. Hydro Cannon does not KO, and the opponent makes a great swap into the Azumarill. That is a game-winning catch right there. And the play here, I kind of have to farm down, but I didn't think I'd be able to, so I decided to throw here. There's almost no way we're going to get to a Hydro Cannon, but I don't even think that Sableye's in the range of Foul Play at this point, so just very well played. You can see it is CMP tie, but I do think even if we did win the CMP there, we would end up losing this game anyways. Or maybe not, because I don't know, air slashes. I don't know, it'd be tough, but I don't think it KOs there. Either way, we go 4-1. Very, very well played by the opponent. And we're going to jump up, pick up some points that we really needed after that drop. So jumping into the second set of battles right here. And we are running the same team. Got a lot of positive leads in the last set. And in this set, not a very good lead here for our Skarmory, so I swap out immediately into Swampert here, and my play here is to sneak in the extra Mud Shot, which we do. So now we are ahead on energy, which means that even if we lose CMP, it doesn't matter because now we're ahead. So I throw the Hydro Cannon, we do deny the extra Mud Shot from coming in, and the opponent's actually staying in here, so we should get to the next Hydro Cannon at the same time, or I should get their one ahead rather, I should say. So let's see if the opponent decides to shield this up. They do. And here we just need to shield this and we should be able to commit to the farm now, but most likely the opponent is going to swap out. So they bring in a Sableye here. And in hindsight, re-looking this match, whenever you see a Swampert in the lead, it's pretty hard for this team, but you have to expect that they have a flyer in the back, something like Skarmory. So I think the correct play with that team, like Swampert and then Skarmory, they're probably gonna have something that is a very neutral, safe switch type of Pokemon. In this case, you see Sableye. That's the perfect fit for that kind of team. So the team comp makes sense. And based on that read, I probably should stay in with the Skarmory against the Swampert, I believe, because my play sort of comes down to my own Swampert having the ability to farm at the end. The opponent there actually stopped tapping to get an energy lead here, which was a great play on their part. And they actually catch this onto the Swampert, which is a great play as well. Quagsire comes in here. Things aren't looking too good because the opponent was able to get that energy lead with their own Skarmory. So I go for the Earthquake here. And if I could reach a Hydro Cannon on my Swampert, we are going to be able to win this. But they're going to throw a Brave Bird here most likely. That's going to take us out. Now it becomes a race between Sky Attack versus Hydro Cannon. Waiting out the switch timer. As you can see, we're very far. Can't catch a move. They are loaded on energy. Very well played. Good energy management. Good time management as well on the clock there by the opponent. They take that game. We lose our second game in a row after a 4-0 start. Can we bounce back here? Skarmory into Umbreon. Another pretty challenging lead. The opponent here building up to the foul play. Actually building up past it. Building up to 2 foul plays. So I'm not going to shield this up. They should have back-to-back ready. Turns out this opponent's actually running Dark Pulse instead. So that's dealing a bit more damage. Gonna go for the Sky Attack here. Hoping to get a shield, to be honest, but the opponent does not. So another Dark Pulse coming through here. Should be in Brave Bird range. Let's see if I decide to shield this. No, I swap out instead into the Quagsire. Gonna have to eat a Dark Pulse right here. And it's not in Sludge Bomb range, so I have to go for the Earthquake. But they swap out into Venusaur. And when you bring the Venusaur into the Quagsire, you better be prepared to use your shields. Bang! There it is. Venusaur catching the smoke. Simultaneous KO. But I am very happy to get rid of that thing. It makes a lot of sense for them not to shield because we have the Skarmory there to wall it. So it's a very tough spot for the opponent to find themselves in there. We come in with the Swampert. Hydro Cannon gets the shield. At this point, I was thinking, you know what, they're probably weak to the Swampert in the back. So, I mean, my Skarmory is very low anyway, so I have to use my shield somewhere. Gonna over farm here, throw the Hydro Cannon before the next Dark Pulse, and hoping that they have something in the back that does not want to see the Swampert. And it is a Drapion, which definitely is not gonna want to see Swampert right here. So going for the Hydro Cannon, this might be enough to one-shot. No, it's not actually. It survives that pretty well. Definitely going to shield this, and we should be able to just pretty much farm down here. We have the Skarmory as well. Opponent doesn't want the smoke. Backs out of the match. We take that game back on the winning side. Pool gas in the next matchup. we got Skarmory into a Jellicent. Jellicent definitely a core breaker for this team. And our best answer is Skarmory. So if you're going to see it, you want to see it in the lead here. The Jellicent is running Bubble. We sneak in the extra Air Slash, which is very nice. Going to shield up, and we do call the Shadow Ball, which is very, very nice. I find that most of the time, Bubble equals Ice Beam plus Shadow Ball, but could be wrong here. Sky Attack comes through. That is beautiful. And now we should be able to get some Brave Bird, expecting another. Well, actually, for some reason, I thought they might bait here, but I knew it wouldn't KO anyway, so I let it go through. It is Bubble Beam plus Bubble, which is a very interesting move set. Brave Bird comes through, not to KO because of the Bubble Beam, so I swap out into the Swampert. Unfortunately, it is CMP, but this is okay. I am going to shield this up, calling the Shadow Ball. That's a huge call right there, and they swap out to prevent the farm down, but we are loaded on energy here. These two Hydro Cannons applying massive pressure to the Medicham. First one comes through, second one will be enough to KO. Is the opponent going to want to shield right here? They decide to shield, and they pretty much need to go for the Psychic here, I believe, because Ice Punch won't KO. Should be able to get to another Hydro Cannon, so they do go for the Psychic. Gonna come back in here with the Skarmory, and we're going to build up right here. Opponent going to throw a move. This should not be enough to take out the Skarmory. Only a power-up punch. I'm going to look to swap out into the Quagsire to get ahead on energy. I like this play right here. Drapion in the back, so you love to see it. Now, I know that there is going to be a potential Jellicent here, so I decide not to click on the move. Wait for them to throw the Poison Sting, and then in the middle of their animation, click on the Earthquake so that they could not swap out and catch this move. Earthquake takes out the Drapion. Jellicent gets farmed down. We take that game. ABB strats kind of working right there. I mean, not really actually. The point, we didn't swap out. We stayed in Skarmory versus Jellicent. I don't know what I'm talking about. Skarmory into Umbreon right here. Might swap out this time right away. Yes, we do. So you saw in the last match, I stayed in with Skarmory. This match decided to go the ABB route instead. Immediately swap out into the Quagsire, looking to lure out the Grass type, but the opponent is staying in here. So I decided to go for the Earthquake here, hoping there's a no shield, and they do no shield that. So right here, could let this go through. I should be able to get to another move here. I'm going to go for the Earthquake here because Sludge Bomb would KO, and in case they do no shield, I want the knockout. They decide to shield. Totally fine right here. Going to get to the Sludge Bomb, CMP. I'm going to actually shield here and hope that I get a shield in return with this Sludge Bomb. But if they don't, it's actually not going to KO, which it doesn't, and they're able to farm down with Snarl. So not great, and they're actually another move, so I was kind of annoyed with how I played this. Foul play comes through, but we're able to farm down here. Opponent is staying in, gives us free farm. You love to see it. And let's see what they're going to come in with. It's a Jellicent. Oh my goodness, this is so bad. And not really sure we're going to be able to win this game. We are ahead on energy. Going for the Hydro Cannon right here. And we get the shield. That is huge. Like, that's a win con right there. Shadow Ball coming through. Gonna let it go. And it's a Nidoqueen in the back. So at this point, I realize we have play here. Because Nidoqueen can't really threaten us too much at this point. Poison Fang comes through. Of course, Earth Power now is going to hurt. But it looks like they're just going straight Poison Fang. And we don't need to shield yet. And I was deciding, what do I want to do here? Throw a Sky Attack or just ensure that I have a Brave Bird ready to go? So I decided to throw the Sky Attack here. And it doesn't KO, but I'm going to be able to farm down here. Now, I was a little bit worried that Poison Fang might KO at this point, so I did decide to shield, but we're going to get to this Brave Bird. The opponent going to come in with the Jellicent, going for that combo play. 1-2, would you like fries with that? Swampert coming in, Hydro Cannon coming through, water hitting them with the bang. There it is, Jellicent taken out. We win that game on the combo play. You love to see it. Hopping in to the next battle, final battle of the video. We are currently 3-1 in the second set, and the most beautiful of leads to see, Skarmory into Venusaur. You already know what it is. It is Venusaur, double steal, and this team loves to see it. Stunfisk coming in, Swampert coming back, and at this point, I'm not going to shield here because we do survive this. We will be able to farm down. No reason to shield here. We maintain switch, which is the important part here. We got a Hydro Cannon, which doesn't really make a difference here, to be honest. Going for the move here, I'll do some chip damage to the Venusaur, but it's not really that important. The Skarmory going to come in. Notice the opponent's not throwing there because they're waiting for their switch timer to come back so that they could swap out immediately. Bastiodon in the back. Quagsire comes in. The opponent doesn't want the smoke, like Ben Simmons doesn't want to stay in Philadelphia. Get him out of there. We take that game 4-1 back-to-back sets. You love to see it. So those were the battles in the Great League featuring the Skarmory double Mudboy strats. This is still a pretty solid team here in Season 9 of Go Battle League. Relies on basic ABB principles, a very simple concept that most players could use to their advantage. As we see this annoying Genesect keep on hopping out of the balls. Niantic, please just resolve our issues. We do not want to spend so much time catching these Pokemon. But the team itself, very strong. Don't know if I'll keep running this team or switch to something else. Let me know if you guys want specific Pokemon in the comments down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like, commenting, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.